Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to use the classic one, printable by His Palette, and I'm going to just do a very simple entry in 1 Samuel 16. This is verse 7, I think, and I'm just using my standard journaling Bible. I think this is the New King James Version in a Journal the Word version of the journaling Bible, which is a kind of yellow page and the standard margin, no pre-illustrations. This kind of still remains one of my favorite Bibles to journal in because well, I'll tell you in a minute. First, let me just tell you what I'm going to be doing. I am going through some scraps that I have left over. I'm looking for a background, and I wanted a textured background. And these are just some textured offcuts that I purchased at one of our local craft stores. And it has all kinds of offcuts from handmade paper and textured paper and paper with leaves in and paper with glitter on, and it's just all kinds of pretty offcuts. And so I wanted that dramatic textured feel under this very classic girl. So like I was saying, for me this Bible remains a favorite because of the size of the font, which means that in relation to the size of the font, the space that I have available to journal is adequate. In some of the bigger Bibles, even with the interleaved Bible, because you have so many words on the one side of the Bible or one side of the layout, it still leaves you with the same kind of journaling space for the amount of words. So especially in books like Psalms and Proverbs, even with the illustrating Bible, it's small and there's so many verses on one page that I find the journaling space insufficient. So there you go, my 2 cents worth on that. And I like the off-white pages and in the specific edition. And so yeah, that's me. Just sticking down the paper and then cutting off the excess. I used my Tombow multi-liquid glue to stick it down, and then I'm sticking down this girl on top of that Tombow liquid glue as well. Oh, on top of that glittery page. Then I'm using my gold gel pen. This is a jelly roll, and I'm just underlining the verse. And the verse in essence is where it says that God looks, the people were worried because David was obviously much smaller than, for instance, Saul. And that they were worried at the outward appearance, that he was just a shepherd boy. And Samuel replies and he says that the Lord looks at the heart and not at the outward appearance. And for me today, looking at this beautiful printable with this classy girl and her beautiful outfit, she's obviously going out somewhere and dressed up and looking good. And I, in my insides, often wonder, especially I think with let's look at silly things. Weight gain during COVID. Anybody else had that? And it makes you feel like your outward appearance is more important than what it really is. Now, should we look after ourselves? Absolutely. Should we be healthy? For sure. We need to look after our temple, or the temple of the Lord, which is our bodies. But ultimately, God looks at our heart and not at how dressed up we are, how make-upped we are, if our handbag matches our outfit. None of those things are important to the Lord. The Lord looks at your heart. And so at night, when you go to bed, and in the morning when you wake up, He is not interested in bed hair or no bed hair. He is just interested in your heart. And so I'm kind of glad that I picked this specific paper, because only once I put down the vinyl letters heart for the word heart did I realize I've got a lot of hearts on this page or on this little pattern piece of paper, and they are all sparkly and beautiful. And so the vinyl letters, I cut them with my brother Scan and Cut, and using a template by a sweet friend. And yeah, so really, really enjoyed sticking it out. And like I said, as I was planning it out and putting it down, I was worried at first that it wouldn't stick, but the vinyl sticks pretty well to this even textured paper with the um, glitter and stuff on that. Adding some more hearts because that other heart didn't fit, so that I cut out. So just using some Creative Retreat. I think this is the Golden Sun Kiss ink, and stamping down some Creative Retreat hearts, and then trying to cut tabs from this paper, but because it's so fibered, it's almost like material, so it did fray a bit, but I think that added to the beauty of it. And so I'm just trying to get it a little bit straight so I can stick it down at the top using my Tombow multi-liquid glue, sticking it down. And now we're getting ready to do some number 1 splatters. And then number 2, I want to add some glitter and, you know, glam to the printable. Obviously the printable is kind of one-dimensional in the sense that it's flat, but if you add, and this is what I like about printables, if you add just a little bit of highlights or glitter or the shimmer or whatever you add, it kind of makes it a bit more three-dimensional and gives it that little extra texture, which I really love. So I am kind of adding a bronze to the highlights in her hair, which just, in the end, I am so in love with it. It's just beautiful. And that all the while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the word and how I need to not stop putting the emphasis on my outward appearance, but that it should not be my main focus. If my relationship with the Lord, my heart matter, how my heart is with God, if that is lacking, I need to leave the outward emphasis and put the emphasis on the inside. So that is pretty much that. Thank you so much for joining me. I use the Finetec metallic watercolors just to add all the glitz, and that's that for me for today. See you again soon. Bye bye.